Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the recording for skills at the rate 100 where for 100 days we are bringing for you 100 different speakers from all over the country.
The speaker is Sura Mukaville, who is a multiple startup founder, author of multiple books, and an AI expert. We have learned about the various frameworks which we can use to get proper output from ChatGPT and avoid hallucination and other problems. All the links for the frameworks and everything is in the description of this video.
Also, this video is sponsored by Soulful Success Academy by Komal Potra, who is a passionate life and mindset coach. She has trained over 500 plus professionals and individuals who help achieve their full potential. More of them in the link in the description. So now, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 36th session of Skills at the Rate 100, where we are trying to bring for you 100 different experts from all over the India. Today's topic is very special. We all are thinking and knowing that we know about prompt engineering, but what happens is we are not getting the output in one go. We have to iterate a lot of times. So we have a very special expert with us who is going to teach us about prompt engineering. The name is Sura Mukaville. Sir is from Hyderabad, Telangana, and Sir has over 3,000 plus followers. Sir is a two multiple startup founder. Plus, as Sir told, Sir is trying to create agents or a platform where for AI agents. So it is really a big thing, and more than 12 enterprise platform solutions Sir has already created. Also, a author of 6 plus books and 30 e-learning courses. So thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation, and we are very excited for the session, sir. Over to you.
My name is Suram. I'm the founder of two startup companies called as 4C and Skill Culture. This is about my works. So if we are ready to begin, I think the phone's off and the mind's on. Now, I'm so glad to present to the August members of the group here. Most of them are chartered accountants. This is what I truly believe, that chartered accountants for our society. These are, I don't know if some of you have seen the movie Lord of the Rings. It always reminds me that our chartered accountants are the lords of the ledgers. So these are the people who will solve the problem that most of us don't know that existed, and in a way that we don't even understand how the problem got resolved. That's the beauty of chartered accountants, particularly in India. I have a lot of respect for them. In last my 30 years of career, in fact 50 years of my life, I have dealt with several chartered accountants. My father was income tax commissioner. I used to be full of chartered accountant friends for him. So there is a long association, deep association with chartered accountants for me. So I always believe that they are sort of magicians, healthcare providers, and chief future officers, whatnot. That's the chartered accountants are eligible for all these words. It's not a flattery, but this is what truly I believe is the case with Indian chartered accountants. So now this is the course that I offer. This is a series of courses called as Building a Second Brain. Thinking clearly. There is one part called as thought engineering. Asking crisply is prompt engineering, which is what we are covering. There is yet another course on analyzing deeply that is called insight engineering, and explain lucidly is how you explain your stance to other people and build your brand around it. Right now we are on the prompt engineering part of it. So in the next 1.5 hours, if you permit me, I'm going to walk you through how to ask crisply. There's nothing more we are going to do. It's all about learning how to ask crisply. With that said, let's continue. Now, this is the way to build a second brain. Now, all of you know that there are communication skills are required and they are very essential. That's something that we have been talking for ages. But right now, with this advent of Gen AI and a lot of these things, what has happened is communication skills have become three-dimensional. The communication skills, that's about first dimension is about talking to ourselves. It's the dialogue within. It's the ability to talk to others, and it's the ability to talk to machines. Please understand this very carefully. The communication has become three-dimensional. It's no longer sufficient that if you are able to speak to others well, that's not going to be sufficient, because you should be able to talk to yourself also well, frame your thoughts, understand the context, and then talk to others. Number one. Number two, of course, talking to others, which all we know. And because 30 to 50% of the workforce is now going to be digital in the next 3-4 years, you should be able to talk to machines. So what is the language that machines understand? It is obviously English, but in the proper prompt format. So that is exactly what we are going to do. this trifecta of being able to communicate with ourselves, others, and machines is going to give us powers which 99% of the people on the planet today don't have. That's the advantage that all of us will have. So the clarity is a leadership currency, and more so in the AI-powered organization. More clarity you have, the better it will be for all of us. So the word itself called as ChatGPT is a misnomer. Why do I say that? The ChatGPT is a misnomer because it's not a chat tool. It's not something that it's not like a WhatsApp where you chat with your friends, or a social media platform where we chat. It is very different from a chat. The chat GPT therefore is a misnomer. I'll tell you why it's a wrong name. I'll prove it to you in the next 10-15 minutes. Why it's not a chat? It is because it's a mirror of our thoughts. AI is not thinking for us, as people believe that they'll throw one question and expect the answer. That's not really the case. It is reflecting our thought structure. It is AI is so made that it is programmed to find the best words as in response to whatever we ask. So if we ask junk, it is also going to give us very, very refined junk, but it is still a junk. So that's first thing that we need to understand. ChatGPT is a mirror of our thoughts. That's a fundamental primary settings that we need to do. That's number one. Number two, it's more than a mindset. It's a people think that ChatGPT is a skill set. No, it is a mindset. We will have to have a precision thinking. We have to be aware of the context. What is the context that we are talking about? Because the context itself is here. Let's say we ask ChatGPT, what color is apple? Okay, that's one. And then we ask ChatGPT, what is the Apple's share price today? So it has to understand the context. What is Apple as a fruit, Apple as a company. So context becomes a very, very critical thing for the ChatGPT. When I say ChatGPT, for want of a better word, I'm saying GPT, but it's all the platforms, whether it is ChatGPT or Claude or Grok or any of these platforms. Whenever I say ChatGPT, understand that these are all the LLM platforms that I am talking about. Now, it's not sufficient if we have a precision thinking. It's not about contextual awareness, because the charts don't have memory. We will have to iteratively refine our thoughts, keep telling it so that it will understand the things better and will answer the thing better. That's number one. Number two, let's switch to what problems that we have as our brains. How do we malfunction without knowing that we malfunction? How do we malfunction? Unlike stomachs, brains don't have hunger sensors. We don't know what's required, how much is required, what is stop, when we should stop and all. That's a problem that we have. Maybe it's a manufacturing defect, I don't know. But as much as we have a physical hunger we express, we are not able to express our mental hunger, and we don't stop consuming things when we are really required to stop consuming. This is a problem. This is the second problem. Keep it in the back burner. I'll explain why all of these things will have a bearing on everything that we do. The next problem that we have, despite so much of advancement, so many years since existence, our evolution, our brains still think with the middle brain. There is a right brain, left brain, fine, but there is a middle brain that is called as reptilian brain, because we know came from reptiles like T-Rex and other creatures. So we retain that brain. So that brain only understands the emotions part of it. It always prioritizes survival, and it is always worried about its status. This is what, even after 2000 years next also, this is the same problem that we are going to have. We think and decide with our reptilian brain. Right brain and left brain, which are endowed with our emotion and logic, don't play any role in decisions. That's the second point that I would request all of you to understand. Therefore, it is more about surfing our internet and understanding about what we are going to talk, what we are going to understand. This is what is going to prime our thinking. Our internet becomes more priority than the internet itself. That's a third thing. We will join all of these. So I'm throwing some random bits here and there, but don't worry, we will connect all these dots. So let's understand what influences our thinking. These are the factors. There is a long list of things, as you can see here. Our thoughts are primed by our values and beliefs. It could be our personal culture. It is a family culture, the nation, or our religion, whichever. Those are all the things that's what one layer. Second layer, the how we grow up, our environment, education, and lot of experiences that we have. These three is will impact us a lot, and therefore we form our beliefs, and we also have biases. But although we have several of these items here, there are two items which are highlighted here. Beliefs and biases are the ones which continuously impact us. Let us see how they will impact. Okay. Now, what do you mean by cognitive bias? It is a way for the brains to fool us. There are typical biases. I'm sure most of you know the biases like confirmation bias, anchoring bias, and there are a few other things. How many biases are there? There are close to 180 cognitive biases that we get confronted with. That's a huge number. You see this here. This is a tiny font. These are all the types of different biases. Every time we think about something, our brain always keeps fooling us. Always keeps fooling us. We want to run, then brain says, no, don't run. Please rest. That's the most comfortable thing. We want to learn something. It says, no, go to Facebook. That's even better. That's how we get conned and deceived by our brains. How many ways? There are 180 ways. Trust me, these are out of these 180 ways. Since morning till now, all of us would have got fooled in at least 20 to 30 ways. Now, this is not a class about the brain. I'll not go deep into this, but I'll give you this diagram, which is a very interesting diagram you should see, and you should also give it to your family members. More on this later. But right now, let us stay put. Let us understand for now that we get fooled by the brain in 180 different ways. So, how do we compare all those things? We talked about our brain being conditioned by our environment, experience, and education, and all of these things. And there is a bias. How do we control? There comes the answer. We'll have to develop a six-pack brain. It's not something that our film stars do for the bodies. This is a different type of six-pack. We will come to that last. We will have to apply mental models, which is what I'm going to explain very shortly. And we have to also apply some structured frameworks. This is all the today's session is about. I will tell you how do we combat the bias and all the problems that kind of stop us from taking the correct decisions. So we will now enter into the session. Now let's look at what are the ways to combat. Now these are items called as mental models. We have about 20 or 30 types of mental models, but enough for you to understand that these 6 items are very, very important. What do we mean? There is a first principle thinking. When we know what is first principle thinking, and when we are able to apply, 90% of our problems will be resolved with the first principle thinking. What do we mean by that? It is, if we wear the hat of first principles, we will strip all the assumptions. We will go to a stage of no assumptions part. And then we'll start asking questions and we will emerge with the answers. Now take any leader. When I say leader, not the political leaders per se, the business tycoons, whether it is Elon Musk or AWS CEO, whoever, whenever you search on the net and say how do they think? The first thing that will come to you is that they apply first principles. Now, is it so easy to learn or is it so necessary? It's not easy and it's not fully necessary also, because part of this we are going to transfer to ChatGPT. This is our second brain we will build, and we will ask ChatGPT to apply first principles in thinking. Also, we will explore how we can do that. Similar to first principles, there is a second order thinking. Instead of thinking that what will make it successful, we should ask how are we going to fail, and then stop avoiding those items. And then flipping our case here, looking at it from a different angle. Some of these items or all of them will sound Greek and Latin to you at this point in time. But don't worry, we will unravel each of these things in a short while from now. For now, please understand that our brains are on diet mode. We don't know when to stop, when to take. Number 2, we think only with the reptilian brain, and that reptilian brain gets fooled in 180 different ways. This is our faulty base. Please understand that our base itself is faulty. Once we acknowledge that our base itself is faulty, how much our intelligence that we have, how much our academic credentials we have, we are prone to these kinds of problems. We will begin to think as to how to combat. So let's look at how to combat some of these. So now To put a structure to this whole thing, we spoke about mental models, one way of addressing all the problems that we have. The second way of addressing it is with a framework. What is the framework that we are talking about? It is a thinking framework. This you can apply to your regular day-to-day thinking, regular day-to-day communication with yourself or with others, your subordinates, your clients, and also it works beautifully with tools like ChatGPT. So it gives a structure. What happens when without a structure? We will give vague prompts or vague communications. We will waste resources. All we get is a very poor result. Again, when I say prompt, it is the way we talk, way we deliver, way we communicate with other people. It's all the same thing. So we communicate something vaguely to our assistant or our junior. He is going to also give us in the same confused way. So this is what we need to prevent, and that's what we are going to come to. So the first thing that we need to ask before we start anything. Now let us shift the topic to ChatGPT. When we are asking something to ChatGPT, first we should ask, what should AI be? What is the persona? Should it think like chartered accountant? Should it think like a business owner, a tycoon, or an auditor? What is the hat that it should wear? That's the first thing that we need to understand. Second one we need to understand is that what do I want back from ChatGPT? So what is the result? How is the result going to be? So we should visualize that result, then put this into perspective. Then understand what is the job, what is the objective, why are we doing what we are doing, and what is the tone in which this needs to be done. If it's let us say a letter that we need to write, a report we need to write, what kind of tonality is required? What are the limits? As in, is if it's a document, it's only 10-page document. If it is a slide, there are about 20 slides or 30 slides, like that. There are some physical limits we should set or parameters we should give. Then the most important thing here is that who is this for? If you don't answer this question, who is this for? We are going to give a very, very redundant output to redundant set of people. Now, let's say in this case, let us assume that I'll have to give a webinar to you. If I suddenly start talking about credit, debit, balance, and things like that, you will find it very funny, will find it very irritating, and then you will leave, because this is what you have studied day in, day out. Now, I can't come and suddenly teach you about the debit, credit, and balance and things like that, because that's not the context. So I'll have to understand. Oh, okay, I'm going to tell about prompt engineering to chartered accountants. Let us also understand as to what is that they already know, what is that they need to know. So that unless we have that kind of a thinking, our output is going to be 100% going to be wrong, irrespective of all the 9 items that I have told. If this we get it wrong, everything is wrong. Then what method should we apply? What should we avoid? If there are any problems that are likely to face, and is there an example that I can give so that ChatGPT can understand better? Now, again, it all might sound like theory, but we will get into the actual depth of it now. So for now, please understand that there is a framework called as PromptMap. How do you do this? You can. I am going to give you this picture and a prompt. There are a lot of things I'm going to give you. Don't worry. You don't need to either record this session or keep taking notes or something. Everything that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to give you. So absolutely don't worry. Now, all that we need to do is to attach this PPT to the chat window and say, apply the PromptMap framework, and then frame my questions. Once you do that, automatically system will understand, ChatGPT will understand, oh, I'll have to now ask him questions. It will keep asking questions. It will first ask, now tell me what is the persona you want me to be. For this, I am best suited as like this. Then it will ask you what result and output that you want. It will bring the clarity for us. It will also get the clarity. When both of us are clear, we will jump to the actual topic. So there is a day and night difference between we giving some random prompts and giving that with a framework like PromptMap. This also we will see in the practical session now. So the first thing, just to cement your understanding, what should AI act like? That's the most important question. You can act like senior backend engineer, HR person, or business tycoon. Once it understands, oh, okay, this is a knowledge base I need to pull. So it will narrow it down. So there will be less effort that the ChatGPT will put in terms of asking the questions. Then we are talking about result. Exactly, write a 3-paragraph onboarding email with some benefits, something like that, or create some structure with quick start document. More you tell about the result, the more structure, better it will be for us. The most important thing, why are we doing what are we doing? So one objective could be like, okay, we want to demonstrate certain changes or demonstrate one of the points that we believe. So we should say that, this, I want to inculcate this behavior in the audience. So this is what you will have to do. Then, is it a friendly tone or analytical tone, playful? This is not a very important item, but yeah, sometimes it will be very, very helpful. It's best to understand what is the tone that we'll have to use so that it will adjust the output to that particular tone. Now, parameters are like, keep it under 300 words, don't use this or use this, don't use jargon, explain it to like I'm a sixth grader and things like that. More parameters that you give, the more boundaries it will create, and it will not unnecessarily go here and there helter skelter. It won't hallucinate. So this is a very important parameter. Target audience, I have already told you. I have seen in the last 30 years of my career, the best of the CEOs, when the most important prospects come to them, they will give a presentation which is meant for their new employees. They will take the induction presentation and will go on. My company is like this. It was formed in 1947. After that, Gandhiji came. After that, something happened. No, boss, your prospects already know all of those things. That is why they have come to you. They have understood all of those things. Tell us what is that exactly they want. Address their problems. So that's the point about thinking about the target audience. Who are we telling about? What do we want them to know? And what is that they have come here for? As I've told you, you have all come here for prompt engineering. If I leave prompt engineering and talk about something else, you will say it is nonsense. So that's the target audience in mind. Then it's about the method. First, you identify how the output should be put into bullet lists or tables or timeline matrix, whichever format. These are examples. It can be anything, So it can be in the a PowerPoint format, or it can be an Excel graph, whichever way. So the output, what is the best output that is required. Put that. Most important thing, as much as we, while telling our team members, we anticipate their challenges, because they don't come with the level of knowledge that we have or level of commitment, whichever, or the background. The apprentices are bound to make mistakes, so we need to preempt them. And we say that, you are likely to encounter 1, 2, 3, 4 problems. Please step back and then either ask me, escalate to me, or do this 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Only when you do that, obviously your colleague is going to do a better output. Otherwise, as all of you know, managers who don't understand what anticipated challenges that team members get, they'll get deeply disturbed when on the first sight of problem. They will start mismanaging, they won't delegate, and people unnecessarily will leave. So what I'm trying to say is that anticipating the challenges of our team leader, it's not just with ChatGPT, it is required even while delegating with other people. So more so, if we are able to understand the anticipated challenges of ChatGPT, we can say that, the ChatGPT will hallucinate. You say, don't hallucinate, don't answer the question that you think you don't know. Unnecessarily, don't give technical jargon, don't tell about something that is not connected to our subject. Like that, if you prime that, it will understand, it will 99.9%, it is going to behave well. Then finally, is there any format, that past experience that we have, so that it will understand better? If you are able to give, well and good, otherwise it's okay. So this is not a script. PromptMap is not a script. It is set of rules. It's not like a checklist that you need to do. Think of it like a menu. If you go to hotel, there, restaurant, you don't select all the items in the menu, right? So you will only pick what is required. So what are the important things here? The persona, what should it act like? What is the purpose? And what are the parameters? This itself, these 3 things will give about 80% of our thought polishing. Now, the question, do you really need to remember this? Answer is no. The prompt map image, if you upload and say that this is my problem, please follow this prompt map structure to ask my questions if required, drive the conversation in this way, system will understand. So let's look at some of these examples. Okay. Now, this is the audit season. All of you are into multiple audits, and then you are besieged with multitasking. There are all the clients will come and ask multiple things. So let's take some of these examples, and then we'll take some more and then practice also. Okay. So give me 10 minutes so that we can go to the practice session. So one of the things, let us assume that you are doing this Caro audit, and then there is a subject about loan diversion and capital allocation. So situation is that we'll ensure that loans are used for the main purpose and not for any other purpose. This is a simple goal. So the usual tendency is to just say check loan utilization. It won't understand. You ChatGPT will think that what is that loan utilization? Are you asking like a CEO? Are you asking like the person giving the loan? What is it? It will get confused. If you act like a credit auditor, trace all the loan disbursements vis-a-vis the sanction purpose. Give me the output in the loan number, purpose, actual use, how it has been used, what is the variance, whichever, and then give me a small note for my this clause. It will give on a much better way. Extend it. You also say now the previous prompt here, it is following the prompt map, right? It has a purpose and it has got the persona, all of these. It's not going to be sufficient, but it is good, much better than simply saying that check loan utilization. You can also ask, going forward, act like credit auditor, apply the inversion thinking, assume that loan diversion really existed. Don't assume that loan is perfectly there and then perfectly spent. Now apply the second order. Also test if short-term loans got misspelled as long-term assets or things like that. Give me the output like this. Now this is a little tricky, intricate prompt. Let me explain what it means. What are we saying here? We're saying act like a credit auditor applying inversion, meaning first take the role of credit specialist. Instead of starting with the assumption that everything is fine, hunky-dory, no, don't assume that. Start by assuming that something is wrong. So there are funds diverted. Then find out assume that if your funds are diverted, look for those clues. If the clues are not found, yeah, well, everything is hunky-dory. So you are avoiding a confirmation bias, thinking that that whatever is presented here is correct. No, we don't fall into that trap. So that when we apply inversion, this is what is going to happen. Now the next thing is what we said: assume loan diversion exists, hunt actively, rather than checking one particular usage matching and then some random sampling here. Find out exactly what the problem that could have happened. Then apply the second order thinking. So what are the downstream effects of this decision? Where can it go wrong? Where will it flow? If really something went bad here, what are the ramifications? And then where could it have been invested? Where could the problem have happened? What are the ways of misutilization? If you see here, this prompt alone itself is sufficient for you. You don't need to really by heart this, or you don't need to really understand whether this what we mean by this inversion thinking or any of these confirmation bias and things like that. We don't need to bother about all of those. But as we keep using, we will we'll get accustomed to it and we'll understand it better. So what it is going to do, it will first check, yeah, okay, now I understand that there is a loan that is taken, that utilization, there is a boundary. Now let me go and dig into this and it'll exactly tell us where the utilization happened. Now that's the audit part of it. It's not enough if you say that you are an auditor. You have to move from auditor to an accelerator role, which is a side discussion. But let me tell you one point. Now because this entire creativity, intelligence, and all of these things are democratized, meaning that all of us have got access to ChatGPT and all of these tools. It's high time that chartered accountants in India take this control of this democratization, and each of you in your capacity should become one of the big five auditors, because big five auditors may have some doctorates, whoever, large teams. You also have large team. The ChatGPT is no less than a doctorate in the subject. So your wearing hat should move, or once you complete your audit part, you should become an accelerator. What do you mean by accelerator? We'll ask the next question. Now prepare a capital allocation advisory showing how these redirected funds could improve your ROI or a stakeholder value. Now, after you give this, system will tell, ChatGPT will tell, okay, this is what has actually happened. There is a underutilization or excess utilization, wrong utilization. This should come back. The yellow line was crossed, or the thing itself did not move. Let me correct this. Let me go into the next level detail and find out. So this is the advice that we need to give. It is not sufficient if you just say that there is a problem with Caro 3, 9, whichever. No, just go a little forward, and then you will be able to also understand the growth angle to it, the accelerator angle to it. Now, this will ensure that this borrowed money fuels real growth that it is expected to do, and then it will protect against wasted interest or subutilization, wrong utilization, whatever. This is one of the major problems. Trust me, in the last 30 years of my career, at least in four different instances, I found that innocuously, people don't know that this allocation has to happen this way. Money has come, let it be utilized in whichever way. But it's not meant to be like that, right? So uh, while we have a lot of discipline in our personal lives with money, when it comes to the official terms, we tend to ignore, because there is no single party who is responsible for all of these. So this is where the problems come here. This prompt will automatically set us in the right direction. So what are we trying to do here? Instead of just asking, let me go back, just check the loan utilization and give me this report. No, improve it with PromptMap, improve it further by applying our thinking models, and also cross check if we have any cognitive bias. So when we do these two kinds of things, automatically system will give anyway a powerful output. In addition to that powerful output, we will also say, now that we found a mistake, how could it be corrected in a way that company benefits? Is the next question. Now you might ask me at this point in time, you are throwing all this jargon at us and giving us all these things, and how do we make use of this? So I have created a large report for you. There are at least about 50 different fonts, the prompts. Okay, so this is the file I'm going to give you. These are different situations. These are different situations, different ways in which you can do, right? So this, you see, when you are studying about Form 3CT, what is that they are supposed to do? Next clause like this. There are at least 50 different prompts here. I'm going to give you. Only thing that I want in return is that if one of you post, not the people who conducted this, somebody from the audience, please post about this webinar. Comment on that, engage with that. Whoever comments and engages, I'm going to give this free of cost. Trust me, this itself is about 5,000 to 10,000 rupee value. If the goodies that I'm going to give you will be, you will not get it for less than 10,000 rupees. That much I can tell you. This will be free. The only thing that I ask you back, just engage with the post. That's the only thing. So what I'm trying to say here, that you don't need to really worry about the thing that is looking like a theory here. You'll have all these resources where you can try and all this and implement all of these. If we move to the next item, similarly, when you are verifying the inventory or a working capital, you'll again get into some problem. Instead of just saying check inventory records, you say that, act like an auditor, review the inventory, further apply it and say that, act like inventory auditor. Is there any availability bias? Is there any wrong thinking that we have applied because of this? Some problem has happened. Then further improve the prompt, and then give me a clear note showing how this obsolete stock can get released, repurposed, whichever way, so that the working capital can be really, effectively optimized and things like that. So what we are trying to do here, instead of giving some lame, pale prompts, we are trying to bring a method to the madness, number one, like this here, further enhancing it with two fallacies that we always have. Our brain's faulty thinking that always that point about fooling us with the cognitive biases. That is what we are going to arrest here. We are going to get further by saying, now I wore an auditor cap and then I did it well, very good. But let me also wear an accelerator hat and then do something more. Next, this is a common fallacy that all of us will have. The risk detection at every place is if you ask me, it's a menace. So, this is what I have identified most of the times. When we tell our finance teams or any other teams, they don't understand the context. They will put something, and then when we go to the boardroom, we get fried. And then that's such an embarrassment, and the embarrassment becomes further when we have to face the external auditor or even the regulator. A simple prompt like this, act like a forensic auditor. Trust me, this itself will solve a lot of problems. I have created about 20 different prompts on the forensic audit itself. Trust me, this forensic audit will give you so much of value. It will enhance your professional value. And then once you act like a forensic auditor, then create a fraud heat map. This is the most powerful thing. Trust me, when you get a heat map where all the frauds are happening, it could be payroll, account receivable, payable, whichever, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. As I've told you, I worked in a financial domain, and this the one of the companies used to manage um, mutual funds. We are the registrars managing about at the time about 20 lakh crores of assets, and out of that there is at least about 10% which to be dormant, and there are all kinds of people who used to take control of that dormant asset. It used to happen from the most seemingly innocent people. We think that these people who wouldn't have been able to do, those are the guys who will do. That such is life. So we feel so bad, but you as auditors, you don't even most of you may not even be aware of such people. You have to somewhere guard yourself, guard your client, also enhance. So you give a thing like the fraud heat map, your client will be thrilled. Trust me, this is all I wanted all my life. When I was managing a large entity, I did not know what's going to come and hit me. So the moment you convince a CEO that what, all the problems that are likely to happen or may have happened, you are in control. Go have your 8 hour full sleep. That's the biggest thing that a leader can get, peaceful sleep. Now, this is another problem, cash losses. Of course, you have to report also in some of these statutory deliverables. But this is also like, where are we burning cash? How could we have done better? Most of the leaders, either they don't have time nor the acumen or even the understanding of finance as much as you can understand. Most CEOs won't understand. They don't have that flavor. So cash keeps burning. We don't know what's happening, and it's so much of trouble, so much of embarrassment, and sometimes the best decisions need to be postponed. I don't have credentials to tell a chartered accountant about the cash flow, the how important is cash to the entire engine. Now you can create a early warning system. You can say that you diversify like this. You have excess cash, do this. If you have short cash, do this. You enhance your receivables, follow up with more people. You are sitting on about 20x of a cash engine which is not at fired. Get all your customers, your prospects, start following up and ensure that you don't fall into a cash trap next month or next month. So some of those things, if chart accountants are able to give, it will be like a gold mine. Similarly, this is another menace. I'm sure you know it equally well. In a group company, something will happen. Somebody will say that no, lend this money. Something happens here, something happens that, and it get highlighted at the very wrong place at a very wrong time. Then people start questioning your integrity. There is no integrity question. There's no problem. But if if somebody has purposely done something mistake or a fraud, it's okay. But innocuously trying to help somebody, it's like trying to help our friend and giving our username and password and getting caught in the infosec audit. It's as simple and silly as that. So you can do like act like a statutory auditor, apply the confirmation bias, find out all the problems, assume some of these RPTs are genuinely problematic and they're siphoning money. Start with that. You're only going to tell the system. You're not going to tell the CEO and say that you siphoned money. So once you do that, people will ChatGPT will understand and it will try. If there is something big happening, then you can always put it in the best possible way. So you say that, then draft an advisory note, how you can mitigate this risk, douse this fire, and things like that. It'll improve transparency, it'll build the trust, and then say that, this auditor has really come and is a savior. That's the kind of a feeling that people are going to get. Now, let me take a pause here. And then let me take your feedback. How do you think the session is going? You can give in the chat. how is it going in a scale of 1 to 10? If you can tell me if this is going good, quickly put in your charts.
That
You don't need to open your mics. Just kindly use the chart so that we all know.
Chat is closed. It's going nice.
Chart is closed. No, I can see some people typing here. Just a second, please. No, chart is open only. Okay. Good. Okay. Now, when to use PromptMap? Whenever you want to give a product note, a team update, creative brief, very report, strategy doc, any of these things, whenever you want to produce some important output, definitely that's a time that we are here to apply. Your job versus A job. A will always try at least to do the best. Our job is to find and visualize how the best output is going to look like. How do you do that? With the prompt map. To put that into the prompt map, you will be able to refine it and will come with a solid understanding of the engine. So the output will be that much better. Now, if you want to understand the prompt map, you don't need to understand, because you are anyway going to give it to the system. It's not for you to, by heart or something. But if you still want to remember this word, the mnemonic. Polite robots often make perfect team members, always precise. So it's about a bot. So if you understand this term, you will understand that, okay, this PROMPTMAP. That is what you will be able to know. But if you ask me, you don't need to really memorize this. As long as you have the image of prompt map, that itself is sufficient. You don't need anything more. You just have to attach that and say that, think like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what's going to happen. Okay. This prompt map, is it really useful? Obviously, yes. It goes beyond the IA benefits. It will foster clearer thinking in our brains, whether we are talking to our colleagues or our customers or even prospects. We'll be able to talk in a very, very polished way. It will give us a very structured thinking. Obviously, when we have a structured thinking, when the engine of the train has a structured thinking and a clarity of thought, the entire train will follow that, right? So there will be an all-round increased efficiency. That's what is going to happen. This is a template which also, as I'm telling repeatedly, I'm going to give you all of these. Just in summation, act like one persona. Your job is to do this objective. Write so-and-so for so-and-so target in a particular tone or voice. Use these parameters, structure this as this method, avoid these challenges, and here is an example for you to consider. That's all. This prompt, if you give like this, automatically the magic will unfold. That's the main part. Now, moving on, as a bonus, if you allow me, it's already 9:07. Another 10 minutes, if you allow me, I'll also show you a couple of more prompts that you can use. These are our frameworks. I told you about 3 things. One, because our brains are all up to fooling us, we thought we understood that our beliefs could be faulty. Our brains can fool us with cognitive biases. How many cognitive biases? 180 biases. So to understand that, okay, now these are the problems that we have created 3 methods. Mental models is one. Then the structured prompt is another. Third, these frameworks. Prompt map is a framework. Similarly, barriers is another framework. How does barriers framework help us? Whenever you are going to any client place, prospect, whoever, whenever you want to propose something, you need to ask ChatGPT, give this image and say, here is the person or organization I'm going to approach. Identify all the problems that they have. What do they believe? What kind of anxieties they have? Let's say you want to propose a new solution. So you say that, apply barriers principle. This is my client, this is my deliverable. Find out all the ways in which they are likely to say no, and tell me all the ways that I can attract them by addressing their anxieties, their impediments, any other roadblocks. If I remove, I know that the client will be ours. So you just have to say like that, and the prompt will be given to you. So let's go back to ChatGPT. Um, I instead of me trying it, one of you can actually take. Bible sir, how about you doing it? Are you there, sir?
Yes, sir.
So one of you can, Vaibhav can open his screen, share his desktop and then show some of these things.
Oh, he's not having a laptop.
Oh, okay. No problem. I'll do from my end only. Okay. 1 minute. I'll open my ChatGPT and share the screen again. Can you all see my screen again? The ChatGPT window?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So let's assume that we have come up with a audit solution. Okay, it's a software, and then we want to sell. Let's take an example like that, and let us type in the prompt map style of this thing. Act like a marketer, like an experienced marketer. I have a product for SMEs that simplifies. Okay, so what I'm saying here, act like an experienced marketer. I have a product that will simplify the ledger analytics, and it is applicable to SMEs. Apply the barriers framework and give me all the possible objections, because it doesn't know what barriers is. I'm putting this here, I'm copying, pasting. We can copy paste, or we can even give the image. So this is what I'm giving. Let us see. So the system understood that SMEs, while buying this product, may have some of these problems. So there are limiting beliefs. This is a very problematic thing for all of us. We are too small, and we advanced analytics are not required. Analytics, the very word sounds very complicated. I'm not sure whether really understand this product. What if the system gives wrong insights? What about the security? And then each of these things, in typical way, our brain will give us hundreds of objections like this here, and it has given all the kinds of objections. Okay, now let's go back and then say, okay, so we will ask ChatGPT again. Please give me FAQs that address all these objections. Okay, it is giving us each of these problems that it has created. It is giving us different questions and answers. This is the first set. We can ask it to go deeper. We can ask more questions and then say that, based on the objections that you have put here, we can say, now give me a short elevator pitch. Okay, it is kind of addressing some of these points. The challenges are the real-time insights, cash flow, profitability without needing a finance degree. It's very quick to set up. All the problems that it has identified, preempted, it has kind of converted it. So we can ask again, give the PPT or things like that. This it will further give in multiple ways. So this is one way of using it. Now this chart prompts, I am unable to do some of these because one, it requires data. Second, these are all complex and complicated items here. But trust me, this is all yours. I'm not going to hold this from you. You can try each of these things and then tell me. I can even enhance some of these prompts and then give it back to you. The next one that we can see here, of course, applying PromptMap is one way of doing it. There is yet another prompt that I want to introduce, which will kind of cleanse your output. Okay, so let's take some article. Say, let us say, write an article about statutory audit. Yeah, and the role of chartered accountants. Okay, I'm just giving at random. Why is this required? Very much this is required because I assume that some of you who are already practicing CS here already have a website. So more articles like this you write, more discovery will happen. Once Google discovers you, automatically your clients will start discovering you. That's a simple funda. So you need to definitely make use of ChatGPT and write. But the problem is, it is giving us, like an academic paper. This is not what people are going to read. This has to be polished. Now we'll say, can you please rewrite this article using Entice framework? I'm giving the Entice framework. Don't worry about what this Entice framework is about. I'll explain this shortly. If you see the output, there is a day and night difference. It started with the question, did you know that every company in India, big or small, has someone silently guarding its financial heartbeat? That is the CA. Then what does the audit is all about? Then it is also giving us clues that, this is how I'm touching the thing. It is how I'm illustrating. It is how I'm conveying. If you go back, let me show you what I mean here. This is the framework. This is called as Entice. That means engage, navigate, touch, illustrate, convey, and enrich. What does it mean? First, you engage and capture their attention. Next, you navigate your ideas in a very, very logical, clear structure that touch their emotions, illustrate what you want to tell. That's the story part of it. Then communicate actionable insights without which what you're telling doesn't make any sense. Further enrich with some subtle humor, good language, cartoons, whichever. Bring some creative flair so that people will understand. That's exactly what we try to do here. So see the output here. It has condensed it. It is first telling what are we talking about? What is statutory audit? Why does it matter? Who makes it happen? What's in it for you? What challenges might exist? How we can control each of these things. So it's such a simple thing. Now, you can ask ChatGPT further to say, give me a presentation. I use Gamma for this. If some of you are not aware of what Gamma is a presentation tool, and that presentation tool or anything in that matter, generative AI tools understand a language called as JSON. Just remember JSON. What it is, it's not very, very important, but I'll also try to explain what it is. Okay. So based on whatever I have given here, I said, give me a Gamma presentation for the above in a JSON format. JSON format is, as some of you may know, most of our systems work on something called as Java engine. Java is a coding language that Java engine runs majority of our systems. When we say system, is not just our laptops, most of the servers, kiosks, and there are several. So there is a Java machine which goes inside, and then that's what powers our systems. So how you represent the Java in an object notation is called as JSON. So it is called as JavaScript object notation. If it is too technical for you, just ignore it. All it is trying to do, it is putting a structure, a very simple structure to understand. It is saying what is the Gamma version, what is the title here, who's the author, when was it created, what is the slide one, title, all of these things, right? It is trying to create. Please don't be overwhelmed with the so-called technical, jargons or complexities here. It's not for you to understand this. It is for system to understand. You might ask me, why can't we just copy paste whatever the system has given? Why are we complicating this matter? Reason we are trying to complicate this matter is to simplify. When output is given in this manner to any tool like Gamma or any other tool, its ability to understand and decipher will be much, much better. Number two, every time we talk, we consume what we call as token. That's a real currency. The more tokens you spend and burn, there is more problematic it is. Obviously, when you're driving a vehicle, you want you want that efficiency, right? That economy. This is the economy, and chartered accountants are the best people to know about such economy. Now let me take this and then go to Gamma. Then I'll create a new presentation. Then I'll type this whole thing here. Okay, there's a presentation I want to do. We'll come down. I'm preserving this text. I don't need to give any further directions here because everything is controlled here. I'll make it to 20 or 30, 13 cards here. And that's it. I'll generate. So while it generates, let's go back and then reflect on what we have studied, understood so far. First things first, we said that our brains are problematic. It'll have multiple problems, starting with our beliefs, our cognitive biases. There are 180 of them. Our brains are on diet mode, so they don't understand what to eat, what to not to eat, when to stop. All these kinds of problems we face. So therefore, it's important to understand that we take care of our brains in a very, very controlled fashion. So these are the ingredients of our sound thinking. So bias is largely controlling the way we give the output. So we come with methods to control some of these problems that we face. So we apply the mental models, which are like inversion and then first principles thinking. That is what I have told you. I'm also going to give you another document on what mental models are. I will give you another document on what cognitive biases are. And then the structured frameworks like PromptMap, I have told you, then Entice, Barrier, those are the structured frameworks. And finally, all of these we are giving to ChatGPT and say that, boss, you please manage. So we understood about the key mental models. PromptMap, we understood what happens without structure, with structure. We know now how to apply this PromptMap. Then we understood how our common problems, like a typical statutory audit, how we can enhance our thought process and enhance the output. And then we looked at different solutions, different problems. Then we looked at two things: the barriers, which is a common mental problem that people have. It could be with your spouse, it could be your daughter, son. They all come with barriers. If you ask your son or daughter to go to study there, they say, no, 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 I can't do that. You know that I can't do that. I'm so worried about what you are trying to say. So these are all the barriers. Once you understand, once you give that thing, automatically the system will control itself. So that's the next part of it. We've understood how to write a flowery expression using Entice framework. So we know our prompt framework now, mental models, cognitive biases, combining these three along with this big document that I'm going to give you, a 50-page document, you will be able to do much better. I won't say exceedingly well or something. I don't want to attach any words here, but it will definitely enhance your output. Let's go back and see what it has done for us. Yeah, so it has given us reasonably good presentation. If you want, we can change it. But the point in this thing is we have enhanced the content. So the content is looking rich. So when we make the presentation also rich, both richnesses will come and enhance our output. So that's it from my side here. Thank you so much for your time. Now let's open the floor for questions. Any questions you have, suggestions? Happy to hear, happy to address.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. So anyone having any doubts, you can unmute yourself. I think chat have been disabled, but you can directly ask. Anyone having any doubts?
Sir,
Yes,
hello.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm hearing.
Sir, my name is Sanjay Nathani. Sir, I am trying to get from ChatGPT the code for making some form automatic, but there is frequently some error is they are giving in the code, and I am promoting them to get corrected, but not a perfect solution has been given till date. I am trying for 2 days. So, how we can solve this kind of issue?
So can you explain us the issue, sir? What is it that exactly you are trying to achieve?
For example, I am today I have tried from the morning to get my forms like a bank statement. You have submitted to me as in PDF form,
Okay.
and I want to get the some coding to read the PDF and give me the full summary, like headwise with an amount.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's the prompt, sir. That's the prompt that you need to give.
Yes, I have given them a prompt like this. I have. You are a chartered accountant. You have to file many about 500 plus client normal returns within time. The client has submitted the PDF file of bank statement. The bank statement may be in variable kinds format, maybe with a variable name of banks. So the format is not fixed. You have to read the bank statement as is given by the client, maybe in PDF or maybe in scan PDF, scan copy or image file. You have to make the summary of the transaction, like total cash withdrawal, total cash deposited, total party wise transaction has been done, total bank interest, like that. And you have to maintain full privacy, so the client's privacy has been maintained. So give the solution for it to ready to use.
Okay. Sir, this is not a chart kind of a thing. You have to either create a custom GPT or ask ChatGPT to create a small Python script for you. Because one of the things that you mentioned is client privacy. If you upload all these documents, it's not going to be private. So you have to ask ChatGPT first, this is what I want to do. You write whatever you want to write, and you the prompt map thing that I'm going to give you. You say that convert it into a structured format so that you yourself can answer or ask questions that you have. That's step one. Step two, you say, now this is what we need to achieve. Give me a Python script which can achieve, which comes with a upload format where I can upload multiple files. And what is expected of this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's not going to be straight, sir. It's not a straight jacketed thing that you are asking. It will fail a couple of times, 2, 3 times it will fail, and after that it will come. But all I want to tell you, given the complexity, it can't be done in a single chart prompt. That's number one. GPT also is ruled out here because obviously client is going to question you as to why this data was uploaded. The only solution is to ask ChatGPT to write a Python script for you. And it's not a straight through method, but yeah, with some iterations you can get it.
Yes, sir. I taken from the ChatGPT the Python code. From morning, I have already tried around 50 to 60 times. The Python code is running, but the result what I expected not given. Some errors continue, same type of error continue be produced. Or second thing, the PDF what are they reading? They are not picking amount. They only give the normal headwise data, which are common for all. So
Got it, sir. But I got your
yes,
point, sir. This data massaging is not a straight jacketed thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
okay,
Maybe it
sir.
is, it's even beyond our current scope of things. We can connect offline. I can direct you, not an issue. But right now in the forum, I'm not in a position to give you one silver bullet solution that will work. It's not. It doesn't work like that. So we need to still work on something which we can take up offline.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Ranjanji? Yeah, Ranjanji, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Uh, Thanks a lot for sharing this kind of knowledge, sir. And one thing I want to say that actually I have created a prompt creator by giving them a book of knowledge, like prompt engineering PDFs. They have shared like ChatGPT and OpenAI and all of them are sharing. I have shared that, and I have created a customized GPT out of that, and it is giving me better prompt after giving just a generic query like GSTR 3B versus 2B reconciliation, and it is giving a proper prompt to how it will be solved. So is there any problem with that also, or we should do one to how to better it, how to better we can do it. From your prompt map, I am thinking also that I will incorporate that thing also, that will give a prompt very structured manner to get answer. Sir, suggestions yours.
Correct, sir. You actually asked question and answered yourself. So you can take this prompt map and ask ChatGPT, here is my earlier prompt and here is the new framework. Can you club both of these and strengthen my prompt? It will automatically give. And uh, your GPT or whichever prompt is going to be stronger. You can try that out.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any more? Anyone is having doubts? You can write in the chat. Chats are also open, or you can unmute yourself if anyone is having doubts. No? Okay. I don't think, sir, any more doubts. So what we wait is feedback at last. So feedback from the participants. You can give here, you can give in the group wherever you want. So thank you so much, sir. It was such a detailed session. Initially, we had some bottlenecks, but thanks the coordination that we finally cracked to solve it. And thank you especially to the participants. I could see that they were waiting patiently. 50, 55 plus participants. I don't think in any way it is less for online session. It was amazing. So I was really afraid that we are wasted like 5-10 minutes not happening. Sir is trying, I am trying. In fact, before the session also we tried many times. This you might not know. We were logged in from 7:40 itself. So we tried many times, but it is not. Then we told, okay, how somehow we will manage because participants started logging in. But thank you, sir, for the patience and detailed explanation. So many frameworks you have given, And definitely the materials, whatever it is, whatever you share with me, I will share in the groups and everyone, those who have joined. And thank you to the participants also. Sir, any final words you want to say?
I think, sir, I must thank you for giving me this opportunity. And thank
No,
the
sir, nothing.
participants for being very kind while we were grappling with these problems. And it's all the Murphy laws that played, and finally everything went off. Uh, I'm uh, I'm open, sir, open for any feedback, any further support. If you want more sessions from me, you're welcome.
Sir, you can share your this website or something if anybody wants to connect further.
Sure, sure. The LinkedIn, sir, my only submission to all the members is that if one of them can write on LinkedIn and tag me, and others, promote that as in engage with the feed, that's going to be a very helpful thing. So my LinkedIn, I'll post it on the group. I think people will already have the LinkedIn, but I'll anyway post. That's my first part. And then I'm also going to give all this material to you. And a follow-up session also, if one of you are interested, I'm happy to conduct. Anything that will better your output. Yeah, we are very, very happy to do that. Yeah, thanks for posting my LinkedIn ID, sir. They can make use of it. My if I may ask for your feedback, some of you can tell.
Yes, sir, it is obviously, sir. You can see the chats. Amazing. Thank you so much. It's excellent. Definitely, sir. There is no question of saying, sir. In fact, even till the end, so many participants are there. So that itself is a proof, sir, that definitely we have got some value and learned so many things.
Thank you, sir.
From you, sir.
What I want to understand, sir, if there is anything more that they want to know. So if session is useful, is good, but is there anything that additionally they want to understand?
Yes, yes. I will tell you, sir has given us a list of around 15 topics, and me and WebFG were so confused. All of them are amazing topics. So, other than this, also, if you want any session, we can arrange a second session from sir, or you can connect personally. Like there are many other things regarding AI agents and all. So many things are there. So, participants, my request: if anyone has any topic in mind, you can write in the chats, or you can unmute yourself. Since we are already 26 here already. So, anyone has any topic in mind? I am unable to find the topic list that sir gave, but if anyone has any topic which you want to take up, we have already taken up 36 sessions, but there are many things to learn yet. Till now, we have not started AI agents or Power Query or security. So these things are there in my mind. Anything else which you want to suggest?
Excuse
Yes,
me, cognitive bias can be a good topic to more elaborate.
Sure. We will do that. I'll first send you this material on cognitive bias, number one. Number two, I would also encourage all of you to join my platform called as grow.skillculture.in. That also, I will share the link so that all of you can join. There you have a lot of courses. They're all free for you. You can happily take those courses at your convenience. And if further required, prompt engineering itself, if some of you feel that no, this is not, well, this may be good, but you want to learn more, I'm happy to assist you there. If some of you are interested in understanding how to create custom GPTs or any of those, happy to help.
Okay, I will also share the links and everything. Obviously, you can connect with sir on LinkedIn. I will share the sir. If you allow, I will share your phone number. If you don't, say as you wish, sir.
We can, sir. No, not an issue. Anyway, I'm part of the group. They can ask me. They can directly DM me. There's no problem.
Yes. Okay. So anyone later you can connect with sir for further free materials and everything. Sir is into this from many years, and so much value sir has provided to all of us. Okay, sir.
Thank you,
Any
sir.
doubts, anyone before we wind up? No. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
for the
much. Thanks,
amazing session,
everyone.
sir.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Okay. And recordings we will provide as serially.
Yes.
Okay. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
Okay, sir. We'll wind up. Thank you so much. Thank you to the participants. Thank you to the faculty. Thank you, everyone.
Same here, sir. Good night. Good night.
Okay.